What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot, and today we're going to talk about the Target exclusive Studio Series 86 Perceptor with cassette Ramhorn and cassette Ratbat. Now, the Ramhorn is a very new mold. We have never seen this one before, so it's the first mold ever. The Ratbat is a repaint with new weapons. It looks a lot better, looks more animation accurate. And then finally, we get Perceptor. Now, there are some notable fixes. These fixes are not just, like cosmetics or add-ons. These are actually built into the figure. We will see that as we go throughout the video. Very similar to that of what they did with Springer. Now, I'm not going to lie, the price is not bad. 2 cassettes and him is what, $40? That's about decent. If you live in other countries, this is a Target exclusive. You have to do what you have to do to get the figures. Unfortunately, we have no way to control how figures come to you. Therefore, do not blame other people from other countries for you not being able to get your figures. That is a you problem, and you have to be the one to solve it, okay? Other than that, this is the way it rolls when you have to get figures. If you're going to sit there and whine and complain, then I guess you're just not going to get any figures. It is what it is. Let's go. All right, so first things first, we're going to look at Ramhorn. Ramhorn is in his cassette mode, and there is his weapon thingy right there. Looks like it kind of folds out, I guess, and fits on the back. Ramhorn looks pretty cool, rhinoceros mode with the gold, excuse me, with the gold missile launcher weapons on the side, which is what we want to see. Still early in the morning. Here he is from the back. He's got some holes there. I don't know, I'm just saying stuff, but yeah, here he is next with Steel Jaw. Yeah, well, I guess. Yeah, they look all right. I mean, moving on. Now here's Ratbat. Now Ratbat this time is a little more of a magenta color. He now has a three-piece weapon set where there's the 2 gold booster weapons that connect to a 5mm post. And as you can see here, it does make him look a lot better, but it is the same Ratbat mold, just with better paint apps. And the paint apps do make him look striking and vastly different if you did not have Siege Ratbat or any of the other Ratbat molds, because yes, if you got the 4-pack cassettes that also came with the other Ratbat repaints and things like that. So yeah, even if you don't have Ratbat, I think you'll be fine without him. But here comes Perceptor. Now, so far from what I can tell, the waist is wider, and it's hard to really see it in the alt mode, but if you can see from the back, there is now a hinge to cover up the back of where the original one had a gaping hole. I think that's pretty nice. And you can see the differences where if you look right at the one on the left, the top is like right there is wider than the one on the right. So it is wider. Even the chest is wider. You can see there the door, the chest that becomes a door is wider. It's even molded a little bit differently as well. It's a deeper red with that odd, more of a like deeper kind of periwinkle blue versus the lighter blue and the lighter red on the original Studio Series 86. And again, you can also see it here where the chest and the waist is wider and the chest is slimmer and the waist is slimmer. Now, I don't know, like this is the part that kind of gets me in. I mean, granted, yes, the fixes that they do are better, but it's like, I can't say that it's enough for me to say, oh, it's drastic. Springer was more of a drastic change because the shoulder pylons, tilted like they do in the animation alone. That's really what set him off. But, having the slimmer waist, abdomen or whatever, I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm fine without it. But yeah, this is a lot better because the fix I had was basically cosmetic. I mean, Larkin's Lair did a good job, but for it to integrate, that makes more sense. And you can see it here; it makes a lot more sense. And you can see the differences here from the back, especially. So, this just sucks. This sucks. It definitely sucks because it's better. When I say better, not better like it's the best, but it's better in the sense that it gives more, covering. It doesn't have any gaps. I mean, that was just that, and then that just goes to show we're paying for lesser molds, and that's something else we need to discuss in this video. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that. So now we get a much more robust, animation quality Perceptor with that fix. That fix alone right there would, they would tell us it's going to cost the arm and a leg. And that's what I want to talk about real quick. Why are we paying for figures that should have had everything they should have had the first time? They're going back to the well, say, oh, we should have did this, we should have did that. And I'm not blaming the designers. So before you go blaming Marconis Meyer and Evan Brooks and everybody else that you could think of, I'm honestly, the designers are creating the toys, but they got to get the money and the resources from the Hasbro investors in order to get these toys to come to pass. And if the investors aren't seeing any value in it, they're probably looking at everything differently than how we're looking at it in their eyes, which, hey, listen, I don't know, what they see in their eyes. It probably was too much to put that there. And then, with them adding the cassettes, and the cassettes aren't that much plastic, they probably don't cost but 50 cents really. By the time you add that in and add the little figures, it probably covers the cost that they feel would be profitable. So a lot of times we're stuck with really some corporate guy and some investor that doesn't even know where his money is, with some fiduciary talking about, hey man, they don't want that. You see what I'm saying? And it's not anything we can do about it. You have to understand that this is not a third party can do what they want, but they have to charge also to cover their costs. Hasbro can't do it for multiple reasons. It is what it is. Learn business before you start talking and yelling and screaming at me. I'm in business. So I don't really worry about y'all. But anyway, what are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments below. The fixes are better, but again, this is getting, like I said before, it's better, but it's still getting old. This is Super Robot Ed, bringing more news reveals, and then we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. I actually do like it.